How's it going, everybody? This is BeatTheBush. By now, I probably look like a huge fool for selling my Tesla stock and buying a Tesla Model 3 Performance. If I didn't sell my stock back when I bought my car because I wanted to buy the car, now it's probably worth twice as much. You know, I paid like $70,000 for it. Now the stock would have been worth about $154,000 instead of the $80,000 that I sold it for. So I do feel kind of sucky about it, but this is not something I could have predicted. So today I'm going to talk about coping with missing out on Tesla. This video is brought to you by Weeble. If you had this Weeble and you were a bull, we being bulls, you would have kept the Tesla stock and not sold like I did and make yourself look like a fool on YouTube. This is a free trading app, so you could have bought the Tesla share, and if you sign up through my referral link, you can get 2 free shares of stock for free through my referral link. Check out this link down in the video description below if you can feel to help me out a little bit. So because of this bad feeling, a little bit in part of that, I've been on a spending spree. I've been going through a midlife crisis. I've been FOMOing like crazy, not buying into the stock. I sold everything. And while most of it is in cash, I just kind of put a little bit into gold. And that went up like 2%. I made like $2,000, but you know, nothing to make up for this roughly $70,000 or so that I missed out on if I kept my original 100 shares of Tesla. So, you know, you really can't go around saying I should have, I could have, because if you go down this route, you could have said, instead of buying my MacBook Pro, I should have bought the Apple stock instead, maybe 10 years ago. And this would have been worth like, what, 10, 20x it is today. So instead of buying a $2,000 laptop, you could have had like $30,000 today. You could have said the same thing about Google stock when it was $100. Now, who knows what it is? And if you go down this route of saying, I could have bought it at something, you could have plowed $10,000 into whatever stock it is, and you can go, oh, look, 20 years later, you could have been a multimillionaire if you could have done something like that. So you're applying the same logic here, or I am applying the same logic here, saying, oh, I could have just held, and I could have made twice as much. You could do the same thing with any stock that went up like 100x. For me, this is very real because I sold my stock so recently, and Tesla just kind of like their SpaceX rocket. If you look at their chart on how fast it's going up, like 10% a day. The last few trading days on Tesla, 10% a day. Another 10%, and another 10%. The last time I made a video about it was just last week, and it was at $1,200. And then it went 10%, 10%, 10%. Now it's $1,550. So it's very, very close to like $1,600. And I sold it around $800. So this is close to twice as much as it is now. So to remedy my missing out here, first, hold on. I have some Kikusui Jumai Ginjo. This is sake. This is a pretty good sake. I had some sushi, and this is the kind that they have. So let me have like a shot first before I continue. I'm not recommending to drink, by the way, for all you minors out there. This is for myself. I am over 21, so drink responsibly. The sake is graded by how much you grind off the side. So, you know, by the time you go Jumai Ginjo, and then I think they have Jumai Dai Ginjo, which is like the highest grade, where they ground off like 50% of the outside and they only use what's inside. This one is Ginjo, so it's not the best of the best. This is like $11 or something, and it's kind of like medium grade, which is pretty good for me. They grind off, I think, like 30% of the outside, so that's why, I don't know, it's more clear and tastes a little bit better. So here we go. I personally like it. It has this little not too sweet flavor. Tastes good. Don't become an alcoholic, by the way, just to soothe your nerves. With this virus going on, you know, with all these people dying, it's just crazy. Right now, the infection rate is about twice as much as the peak back in March. However, not as many people are dying, probably because only the younger people are getting infected. But then, you know, this is going to be a trickle effect. More and more people are going to die because of it, because of this rampant high infection rate right now. And I personally am getting a little bit more relaxed. I'm actually going out a lot more. And I see it being a very good improvement to my mental state, because when I go out into the sun, I go out shopping a little bit, of course, with a mask and everything. You know, I feel a little bit better about this. I do feel a bit of missing out here. So I'm kind of consoling myself with spending like crazy. This is kind of in line with my mental state of transformation, if you will, because I personally, you would know myself as a very frugal person, and I'm going on in this transformation, and it's a wild ride. And I think while you are in this quarantine, when you're locked up and you're not going out to see a lot of social events, going to see people and stuff, I find this very, very rewarding, I guess, because I am working on myself. I am kind of reflecting on my shortcomings as too cheap a person, and I find this like a bad thing. So anyway, I went over and beyond and went and spent, I think I tallied it up over here, a lot of stuff, around $5,000. Like, this is not buying assets. This is not buying gold and stuff. This is buying products. However, even though I say I spent $5,000, if you really look at the bottom line of, you know, the cash flow, it's really more close to like $2,000 to $2,500 outflow. Because while I'm doing all this, I use a lot of coupons to get whatever I'm paying for, the price of those things that I'm paying for, down a lot. And I'm using 10 to 20% cash back on my credit cards, various things like Cash App. If you guys are interested in that, check out my referral link down below. I go to the drugstore, I go to grocery store, and both these places I can buy a $75 gift card, and they're gonna charge me $67.50 instead. So I do this every single time I get. So this is 10% off right there. On my Sears card, I get like 20% off. And to summarize, at the same time, I am selling a lot of my stuff on eBay. This is not like I'm hurting for money or anything. This is just stuff that I really never use. And I'm on this kind of like a minimalism binge. There's all these things going on with my life right now. Change from being like butthurt frugal, like a mental disorder frugalness, into something more balanced where I am spending a little bit more on myself. So just to give you an idea, I have all this stuff written here. If I go over every single item, you guys are gonna be really bored. But I'm just gonna go over like a couple of the more expensive things that I bought and a couple of the more expensive things I sold. This is to offset all that spending. So all of this is gonna add up to be about $5,000. But the selling of stuff, I made back $1,100 on 2 laptops I sold. I bought a laptop to replace these 2 laptops, so I'm okay with that. So the total outflow is a lot less. I sold my GoPro for $80. I sold my gas scooter for $800. I sold my old iPhone. I had 2 of them. One that's just sitting around, cracked screen and everything. Both of them I sold for around $100. So you add all these up, it's like $2,000 worth of inflow. This is after all the eBay fees, after all the shipping and stuff. This is coming in. I tallied it up. This is a lot of money that's coming back. So the more expensive stuff I bought is the Apple MacBook Pro 16-inch. With all the discounts and all this stuff, it's $2,370, but then you subtract out $1,100. The outflow just from this laptop, I only paid $1,300. Of course, you can say, oh, beat the bush, you just sold, you know, a bunch of stuff that are valuable in order to kind of fund you buying all these things. But you know, I'm not really using those things, so you can call it whichever way that you want. The next expensive thing is an iPhone SE2, GoPro Hero 8 for $450, SE2 is $400. I also bought a Casper mattress. The total outflow is $920. I bought an iPad for $410, an iPad Air. I think it's 64 gigabytes, space gray. A whole list of other things. Maybe I'll just read it just in case you guys are interested. Rode wireless mic, a vertical mouse, a laptop monitor holder. This is an ergonomic thing. I also bought an Aeron chair for $600. You guys might go, oh my gosh, he's just making it rain. He's just going crazy. Spending every which way. There is no end to this, just to console myself over this Tesla stock. In fact, you know, that one shot is not enough. I don't even know if this is 2 ounces, but let me have another one. I don't even feel it. Maybe I've been drinking too much. And Model 3 charging, wireless charging pad. This is something I was mulling over, and I could not kind of bear to spend money on myself on something that's kind of superfluous, right? I can just plug it in, yeah. But then I can also wirelessly charge it, and I'm very happy with the purchase, by the way. Add all this up, is $5,000 or so, but the outflow is around $2,500. So this is not really crazy spending, but for someone for myself that like brought down my spending all the way down to like around $1,200. I think the last 3 months of this quarantine or so, this is exactly how much I spent. I probably spent even less than this because I kind of skimped out on the food I purchased even. So there's this whole overarching theory of where I'm actually spending my money, because I am still a frugal person at heart. I want to pinpoint the areas where I would get the most bang for the buck in terms of how I view things, how much satisfaction I'm gonna get out of things. So overall, everyone can just think of it this way. How much time do you spend with that particular product? You should definitely spend more money on things that you use the most or the things that you spend the most time on. For example, if you sit on some chair for like 8 hours a day, it's not crazy to spend $1,000 on this particular chair. If you spend 8 hours a day sleeping on a mattress, it's not crazy to spend $1,000 on that particular mattress. And same goes with a lot of these things that you touch every single day. And the longer you touch these things, the more that you can spend on them. Now, other than the bed, you spend a lot of time, if you work a full-time job or something, or you're working from home right now, you can spend a lot on your home office, or if you're just surfing the web all day long, right? You could spend a lot of money on those things because you're touching them every day, and you're gonna get so much satisfaction from those things because you're just looking at it 24/7. These things include your phone. I looked at my screen time. I actually spend 4 hours every single day using the phone. If you're at your computer is one of them, your desk, your chair, the mouse pad, the keyboard, the mouse that you use. I just purchased a vertical mouse. So, you know, I noticed there's an ergonomic issue. You wanna make your hands straight. And I purposely get a wired mouse because it's lighter in mass. Because when you move things left and right very fast, you don't want a lot of mass there so that it would take the strain off your hands on your wrist. And perhaps you might want one of those gamer things. There's these little things that holds a wire above your mouse so that, you know, the wire won't get in the way. Other things that you might want to think about is the monitor itself. You know, you might want to go with the 32-inch, maybe even 40-inch monitor, and also a monitor mount that holds the monitor up. So then you can clear out your desk space, the space underneath your laptop, the space underneath your monitor. This is very, very important. And I actually upgraded a lot of these things, including monitor mounts, the mouse, and all this. I told you guys I already upgraded the chair. And I mean, my quality of life has like skyrocketed. I mean, I don't know, maybe it doubled or tripled even. Like I'm certainly feeling very, very happy from all these purchases. Maybe it's just kind of like a honeymoon phase type of thing with new purchases, but I think this is a step up in quality of life improvement. And the funny thing is, I didn't even spend that much. You know, after everything is said and done, it's only like $2,500 after I sell all those other things. It's kind of laughable if I can transmit to myself how I am feeling right now and how much it would cost to do it, I would have done it years ago. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you guys really consider where you can spend money for the most bang for your buck. Don't forget to check out my Weeble referral link to, if you guys care enough to help out on my FOMO, on my missing out on the Tesla stock, check out my referral link on Weeble down in the video description below. Get that vertical mouse. I highly recommend it. I'll put a link to that on Amazon down in the video description below, and if you buy it through that Amazon link, you will help out this channel. You don't even have to contribute directly or anything. Just buy this product. It would not cost you extra or anything to click through this product link. And as always, push that subscribe button and ring that bell icon. Thanks for watching.